Mga kababayan, hindi ako nagugulat sa mga naging hakbang ng International Criminal Court tungkol sa desisyon ng Appeals Chamber noong April 22, 2026 that the ICC Appeals Chamber rejected Duterte's challenge to the court's jurisdiction, confirming na kinikilala umano ng jurisdiction ng ICC kahit umatras ang Pilipinas noong 2019. Sa legal principle ng international law, mga kababayan, ang withdrawal ng isang state ay hindi retroactive. Ibig sabihin, ang ICC ay maaaring mag-imbestiga sa mga alleged crimes na nangyari habang miyembro pa ang bansa noong 2011 to 2019. Pero mahalagang linawin natin na jurisdiction is not equal to guilt and that authority to investigate is not equal to proof of crime. Ang jurisdiction ay pagsisimula pa lang ng proseso, hindi katapusan ng kaso. Okay? On the arrest and surrender of FPRRD, let us remember na ang ICC ay walang sariling police force. Ang arrest ay posible lamang sa pamamagitan ng state cooperation. So, kamusta ang isinaad ni Auntie Claire na hindi magre-rejoin ang Pinas sa ICC? You're a spineless, wishy-washy frail woman. Sorry to say that, Auntie Claire. And lahat ng movement ng accused ay dapat dumaan sa legal surrender and extradition process. So, Uncle Torre, well, alam naman natin ang sagot mo. Call of duty, di ba? Kaya mga kababayan, let's just say, kahit totoo man ang procedural detention, hindi nito pinapawalang bisa ang presumption of innocence. Hindi ito conviction. Hindi ito proof of criminal liability. On April 23, 2026, ICC judges confirmed charges of crimes against humanity against former Philippine President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, ordering him to stand trial for his war on drugs. Inendorso ng ICC ang charges tulad ng murder, attempted murder, and alleged crimes against humanity. Ang ibig sabihin lang nito mga kababayan, may probable cause threshold sa international court level at may sapat na preliminary basis para mag-trial. Pero mahalagang tandaan natin na charges are not findings of guilt. Trial has not yet determined criminal responsibility, and defense has full right to challenge evidence. At ang pinakamahalaga, under both domestic and international law, guilt must be proven beyond reasonable doubt. Mga kababayan, the investigation focuses on systematic attacks against civilians as part of his drug war. Ang accusation ng systematic attack against civilians ay isang high-level threshold sa crimes against humanity. Para mapatunayan ito, kailangan may state or organizational policy, intent or knowledge, widespread or systematic pattern, and admissible, verified evidence. Hindi ito napapatunayan sa testimonies lamang o statistical claims. Kailangang judicially tested evidence. At dito pumapasok ang due process mga kababayan. Allegations must survive cross-examination and trial scrutiny. Sinasabi ng ilan, lalo na ng mga anti-Duterte na ito ay major spread toward accountability. Pero sa legal sense mga kababayan, investigation stage pa lang ito, hindi accountability. Ang charges stage ay hindi conviction mga anti-Duterte. Trial stage pa lang ang magdidetermine ng truth in law. Okay? Kaya ang mas accurate mga anti-DDS, kasi di ba sabi nyo, obob kami, it is not a major step toward accountability. It is a step in a legal process, not a determination of guilt, not a final statement of truth. Sa biblical worldview, mga kababayan, sa Proverbs chapter 18 verse 17, ang unang magsalita ay parang tama hanggang dumating ang cross-examination. Justice in Scripture is truth-tested, evidence-based, not rushed judgment. At kahit sa Romans chapter 13, authority exists to punish wrongdoing. Pero hindi ito license for assumption-based conviction. Ang anumang paratang, gaano man kabigat, ay nananatiling allegation unless proven in a competent court after full trial. Okay? Hindi tayo magpapaka-plastic mga kababayan. The war on drugs under former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte was not a product of imagination. It was a policy response to a long-standing and documented problem of illegal drugs affecting public safety, communities, and governance capacity. Under the 1987 Philippine Constitution, Article 2, Section 5, the state is mandated to maintain peace and order and protect life, liberty, and property. Meanwhile, under Republic Act 9165, which is the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002, illegal drugs are criminal offenses subject to state enforcement. Meaning mga kababayan, the government is not only allowed but required by law to act against illegal drugs. However, this authority is always subject to constitutional limits and due process. Okay? Under the Bill of Rights, Article 3, no person shall be deprived of life without due process. Every person is presumed innocent. Unlawful search and seizure are prohibited. So, ibig sabihin mga kababayan, even in enforcing laws, the state must operate within constitutional boundaries. Strong governance is not defined by force alone, but by lawful exercise of authority with accountability. Now, extrajudicial killings are defined as killings without judicial process or legal justification. Under both Philippine law and international human rights standards, EJKs are illegal and not permitted under any circumstance, right? However, mga kababayan, legally speaking, not all deaths occurring during police operations are automatically classified as EJKs. Use of force, including lethal force, may be justified only under strict conditions of imminent threat. Each case must be evaluated through evidence, investigation, judicial or administrative review. And alam nyo ba, na several institutions have examined din the anti-drug operations. I'll give you examples. First, the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee hearings noong 2016 investigated allegations related to illegal drug trade and public officials. Testimonies were presented but remain subject to judicial evaluation and are not equivalent to criminal conviction. Second, Commission on Human Rights Philippines also documented alleged human rights violations in anti-drug operations. However, mga kababayan, it is important to note that the CHR is an investigative and monitoring body, not a court, and does not determine criminal guilt. Okay? Third, Department of Justice Philippines review panels examined thousands of drug-related cases and operations. Findings generally indicated a mix of procedurally compliant operations, cases requiring further review. Fourth, mga kababayan, the International Criminal Court initiated a preliminary examination or investigation. However, legally, investigation is not conviction. It is a procedural step, not a final judgment. Now, on the claim nila na protector of drug syndicates, si FPRRD, this is a serious allegation, mga kababayan, and must be treated under legal standards. Under Article 3, Section 14 of the Constitution, tinatawag natin yung presumption of innocence. Accusations must be proven with evidence. Liability requires judicial determination. So, the legal question is, where is the final court conviction dito sa atin, sa Pinas? Where is the judicial finding of conspiracy or protection of syndicates? Where is the admissible tested and verified evidence in court. Without this, mga kababayan, the statement remains an allegation, not a legal fact. At the same time, policy actions such as nationwide anti-drug campaigns and enforcement operations are matters that must also be evaluated through lawful processes, not assumptions or political narratives alone. Now, from a biblical ethical lens, mga kababayan, authority is recognized but also limited. Romans chapter 13 verse 1 to 4 means governments are tasked to restrain evil and uphold order. Exodus chapter 20 verse 13 says, "You shall not kill." And Micah chapter 6 verse 8 says, "Act justly, love mercy, and walk humbly." Together, mga kababayan, these emphasize justice must confront wrongdoing. Authority must be exercised responsibly, and mercy and righteousness must remain balanced. Hindi pwedeng justice na walang accountability, at hindi rin pwedeng compassion na walang law enforcement. Mga kababayan, ating tandaan that the war on drugs was grounded in law, driven by public safety concerns, and implemented through state authority. But like all exercises of power, it must always be lawful, evidence-based, and subject to accountability mechanisms. And regarding allegations of protecting drug syndicates, under constitutional standards of due process and presumption of innocence, such claims require final, competent, and judicially tested evidence to be considered legally established. At sa usapin ng batas, mga kababayan, justice is not assumption. Justice is not narrative. Justice is not political label. Justice is evidence. Justice is due process. And justice is truth proven in law.